What's going on, YouTube? This is Shok, and you guys already know what this is about. And excuse the feminine ass pictures back there. As you can see, I'm in a different room because my brother's in my room right now playing Left 4 Dead 2, being loud as hell, raging at these dumbasses on his team. So I had to come in here to do this video. But basically, I'm going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct, and of course, I'm going to be addressing the whole Wii U Pro thing. It is a ripoff of the 360 controller. You guys know I always have to have an argument in my videos. Always. I love debate. I want to be a lawyer. I'm majoring in poli-sci. That's just how I am. I love arguing. But for those of you who missed it, I'm just basically going to give a quick summary. Firstly, they confirmed the revisions to the Wii U controller. That leaked picture of the Wii U controller, that is pretty much the official controller. And so that means the analog sticks are confirmed, and they're also clickable. The squares, the two squares, the square below the left side below the D-pad, it's the NFC sensor, and the square by the the power button on the right bottom hand side of the controller, that's the TV button where you could toggle the image from the TV, in the controller, and also you could control the TV. You can actually use the Wii U pad as a TV remote, which is pretty damn cool because you can just pick up the Wii U pad and you can actually turn on your TV with the Wii U pad, and you can actually, and they have all the virtual buttons on the touchscreen, like the numbers and things like that. That's pretty damn cool. And it's kind of cool because on my Facebook, I predicted that. I said this button is the NFC sensor and that button is for, the TV, and that ended up being what it was, so yay me. But and also in the Nintendo Direct, it showed a guy playing with a black Wii U pad. So it's not a confirmation, but I'd say it's pretty safe to say that the Wii U will also be launching in black. Wouldn't be surprising because Nintendo wants to go after the, hardcore gamer, whatever. And I'll definitely be picking up the black version. I love black on technology. Black is sexy. Black is, slick. Everything I own is black. I would have got a black Wii if it was black on launch, but it was only white. But pretty much everything else I own is black. My laptop, my 3DS, everything black. I love black. I'm just a black person. Anyways, they also showed off what's called the Miiverse, and I'm going to try to explain this the best way as possible. Basically, it's kind of like, it's based off the Mii Plaza, except it goes so much further. Basically, there's icons of the games you've played, on your Wii U system. There's icons of them, and basically, it shows people's Miis gather around these icons, and those are people who are playing the same game as you, or talking about the same game as you. So what you can do is basically, it's like separate dedicated channels for every individual Wii U game. So let's say you're playing Metroid Prime 4 and you need help on a part from Metroid Prime 4. You could go to this Miiverse, click on the Metroid icon, and you can actually, type in like, hey guys, I need some help with this. Can somebody give me some tips? And people could type back to you in real time, sharing tips, and tell you what to do and stuff like that. That's pretty damn cool. So basically, it's kind of essentially like a Facebook page, or a kind of a forum-ish kind of thing, kind of a forum for individual Wii U games. So that's pretty damn cool. So basically, and it's not only that, it's not just for helping each other out. Of course, those things could also be used for putting together tournaments, meeting new friends, meeting people who share your same game interests, who play the same games as you, so that's pretty damn cool. It's a really cool social feature. It's a pretty smart ass move on Nintendo's part. Let's see, am I leaving out anything? That's basically kind of the big juicy things that also pretty much inferred that the 3DS really isn't going to have that much of a presence at E3 2012, which I really don't mind because they do need to spend all that time on the Wii U. And that's the reason why they did the, Nintendo Direct conference, today, was to free up some time. So I don't mind at all that they're not going to talk about the 3DS, like, virtually, like, not at all. Because I want to know a lot about the Wii U. So that Nintendo Direct, it was pretty damn good. But like I said before, I want to see the games, and I want to see the Nintendo Network in its entirety. Once I see the games, once I see the network, then my max level is, just going to hit the roof. I said my max level. My hype level is just going to hit the roof. But as of right now, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what they show. But yeah, pretty decent showing. Now on to the Wii U Pro Controller, if that's what it's called, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't have to defend Nintendo. I don't have to defend Nintendo fans. And I'm not coming out and saying this because I feel attacked, or I feel that you guys have been talking about me when you say, oh, Nintendo fans always talk about how Sony's ripping off Nintendo, yada, yada, yada. Because I've actually always been one of the few Nintendo fans who have said, yeah, the Move is a ripoff, but the Move is actually technically better than the Wii Remote because it's more precise. And I said, PlayStation All-Stars is a ripoff of Smash Bros., but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean it's going to be a bad game. If anything, that actually probably most likely means that it's going to be good if they're basing that off of Smash Bros. See what I'm saying? So I pretty much actually defended, Sony's ripoffs. So, I'm not saying this, because of bias or anything. I'm just being real. Let's be real here, guys. You guys are calling this controller a ripoff because of its shape. Its shape. Now, I'm not denying at all that they looked at the 360's controller. Because they did. It's obvious. It's blatant. But you guys see the point I'm making here. Saying it's a ripoff because of its shape, that's really not saying much. If that's the best example you could come up with, of Nintendo copying the competition, then that says something. That tells you something. You see what I'm saying? You guys don't see the difference between copying shape and the Wii Remote versus the Move controller and PlayStation All-Stars versus Smash Bros. You see what I'm saying? That's just shape. And also, that's just a secondary controller. It would be a big deal if it was a primary controller, sure. But that's just a secondary controller. And that's a controller that you guys would like because you like this controller. Don't try to say you don't like it now. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is on purpose. Nintendo shaped it like that on purpose. They looked at this controller. They're like, the hardcore dude bro crowd, they like this controller. It's good for shooters. Let's use its shape. That's what they did. I'm not afraid to say that. It's not that serious, to admit something like that. But, I'm basically saying that it was a conscious choice. And they're doing this for you guys who are complaining about the Wii U's pad. So, now they give you guys talking about, they need to get a standard controller. You got it, bitch. Stop complaining. It's just funny. Nintendo does exactly what you guys tell them to do. You need to get the third-party support back. You need to make an HD system. You need to make an actual online dedicated network. They do all those things, and you're still griping. It doesn't matter what Nintendo does. They always lose. Damned if they do. Damned if they don't. Just feel sorry for Nintendo, but yeah. And the thing is, like the face setup isn't even the same. The other analog stick is up here while the face buttons are down below. And even if it was set up like the 360 controller, guess what? Microsoft didn't invent that setup. Nintendo did with the GameCube. You got the D-pad under the left analog stick, and you got the right analog stick staggered under the face buttons on the right side. Bam. Not to mention, Nintendo was the first to do the analog triggers. So, and it's just funny how you guys would talk about Nintendo ripping off a controller when, if a Nintendo fanboy wanted to, they could easily say that every controller after the Super Nintendo is a ripoff of the Super Nintendo controller. Because this is the basis for every controller out there. And this isn't even a fanboyish thing, guys. This is just facts. Nintendo invented the diamond-shaped setup. They made this a standard. You see it on the 360 controller. You see it on the PlayStation controller. So it's like, how could you talk about Nintendo ripping off of somebody's controller when Nintendo invented the standard basic setup? You see what I'm saying? And the shoulder buttons. This controller right here is seen in every modern day non-motion control. I'm not talking about Wii remotes, of course, but every modern day controller. Every modern day controller is based off of this. That it's not fanboyism, it's a fact. So it's just funny how people would say, Nintendo's ripping off, somebody else's controller, when every company's controller, even the third-party ones, even the ones for PC, are based off of what Nintendo, set as a standard 20 years ago. It's just facts. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this whole thing. I always have to be the voice of reason. I always have to spell shit out because people were just too stupid, to think on their own. But like I said, if you're going to talk about they ripped off because of the shape of the controller when it's not even set up the same way, like that's just it's a pretty. I'm not saying the argument is completely invalid. I'm saying that's an extremely weak argument. See what I'm saying? That's like a weak example of Nintendo ripping off the competition, and you can do a lot better than that. That's pretty much it. But E3 wise, E3 plans. I actually said that for another video. I might upload it right after this because I don't want this video to be any longer than it already is now. But I'll see you fools later.